Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. The students of ISC class 11 were complaining कि हमारे लिए कुछ नहीं है क्या? So this particular question paper is on the first act of Macbeth, all the 7 scenes. Okay, so that is something which you can do. And before I start, let me tell you, there is a full question bank which is there on the Study with Sudhir app for the 2025 batch. So please go and take advantage of that because it has got all the questions, MCQs, reasoning, and subjective 5-mark and 10-mark questions for, the long and short, it's all mixed up. The subjective questions for Prism, for Rhapsody, and of course the first 2 acts of Macbeth. Quality material, please go and make use of that. So this one is on Act 1 scenes. These questions are not there in the, or maybe I will put it after this. Okay. What is the purpose of the witches meeting on the heath during the thunderstorm? The details are in the description box now because that will be thing how to download the app. To foreshadow the chaos and unnatural events in the play, to demonstrate their control over the natural world, to discuss their plan to aid Macbeth in his rise to power, to call upon supernatural forces to punish their enemies. Always use the elimination method. This is something which I've said many times. So only then you can be absolutely sure. Now, in this case, A is the most obvious choice, but is C also a possible choice, right? So that is something which you need to see. D is obviously not, B not so much. Between A and C, the correct option is answer A. Option A is the correct one. What is the significance of the witch's line, fair is foul and foul is fair, in the opening scene? It reflects the witch's belief in balance and justice. Is that what it means? It suggests that appearances can be deceptive and introduces a theme of ambiguity. It reveals the witch's plan to introduce foul air in Scotland. It is a pointer to the fact that they are meeting in the dark, right? So what does it do? C is obviously not. Okay. Is it B? Okay. Or is it D? B or D? Which one is the right one? The correct answer is option B. What does the captain mean? Now this is from scene 2. What does the captain mean when he describes Macbeth as disdaining fortune? Now this means one thing, that please look at my videos in detail. They have been done both in Hindi as well as in English. So whichever language you are more comfortable in, please see those videos because that will give you line by line explanation of the play apart from Prism and Rhapsody also. What does the captain mean when he describes Macbeth as disdaining fortune with his brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution? So basically आपको इस line का meaning मालूम होना चाहिए. What are the options? Macbeth relied on luck and fortune to win the battle. Macbeth showed contempt for chance and demonstrated disdain. Disdain means having a contemptuous attitude. Showed contempt for chance and demonstrated extraordinary bravery through his action. Macbeth avoided personal involvement in the battle and relied on others. So A and C are definitely not. Macbeth used magical means to achieve his victory on the battlefield. So the correct option is option B. Why does Duncan refer to the Thane of Cawdor's betrayal as a most disloyal traitor? Why does he call him and his betrayal as a most disloyal traitor? The Thane of Cawdor fought bravely but secretly plotted against King Duncan. The Thane of Cawdor defected to the Norwegian forces during the battle. The Thane of Cawdor tried to assassinate Duncan during the battle. Now that's not, because Duncan was not there in the battle, on the battlefield. The Thane of Cawdor met the witches secretly with Banquo. Now this is deliberately written by me in order to confuse, because Thane of Cawdor title किसको मिला था? बाद में Macbeth को मिला था. So you should not get confused because this is being done before this particular line has come, scene has come, before Macbeth met the 3 weird sisters. So this cannot be the one. So D cannot be the one. The correct option is option B. What is the witch's significance in their greeting to Macbeth as Thane of Glamis, Thane of Cawdor, and King Hereafter? They are mocking Macbeth's ambitious nature. They are blending truth with prophecy. They wish to incite Banquo against Macbeth कि देखो इसको इतना कुछ मिल रहा है तुमको कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है. They are acting as spies of Duncan. Now you know, if you have studied Macbeth very carefully, you know that C and D are not the options. Are they mocking Macbeth's ambition or are they blending truth with prophecy? The correct option is option B. See, what I'm doing is to, along with testing, giving you a test, also doing a bit of revision. So, agar aapne Act 1 pura pad liya hai, so this acts like a revision of sorts for you. And not that 12th class students have to see this because Act 1 is not in your syllabus. But if you get used to kind of testing your thing, you stay in that Macbeth, because Shakespeare obviously did not write Macbeth with the view that, oh, first two acts will be tested for 11th class students and 3, 4, 5 for 12th class students. No. So if you know and if you are there in the world of Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, it would obviously help you. This would not take more than 15 minutes, I would assume. How does Banquo react to the witch's prophecies? Banquo is scared for Duncan. Banquo is skeptical but curious. Banquo encourages Macbeth to act immediately to fulfill the prophecies. Does Banquo say anything of that sort? Act 1, Scene 3. Banquo is indifferent, showing no concern for their words. Ko farak nahi padta hai. Okay, wo kuch bhi bolte rahe, he is not concerned. No, that was not the case. So 3 also did not happen. Did this happen? No, he did not think about the King of Scotland at that time at all. So option B is the right one. He's skeptical, but he's also curious. He's not completely convinced by what the witches are saying. This is an assertion and reasoning question. Okay. Macbeth is fascinated by the witch's prophecy about becoming king. The prophecy aligns with Macbeth's latent ambition. Latent means hidden. That's his inherent ambition. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Both A and R. Which one? This one. Which one will be the one? The first one, that the R, the reasoning one, is the correct explanation for one A, because Macbeth is fascinated with this thing because it aligns, because uske dil mein bhi yahi chaah hai. He is ambitious about moving up the ladder, right? He doesn't want to be Thane of Glams only all the time. Which literary device is used in the witch's line lesser than Macbeth and greater? Not so happy, yet much happier in Act 1, Scene 3 of Macbeth. Is it an oxymoron where two opposite adjectives are used together? Is it irony? Is it a simile? Or is it a paradox? The correct one is it is a paradox, right? Because that's what is being spoken about. Not so happy, yet much happier. Lesser than Macbeth, but greater than Macbeth when they're talking about Macbeth, Banquo. What is the dramatic significance of Duncan's line? There is no art to find the mind's construction in the face, because when he's talking about the Thane of Cawdor, it highlights Duncan's wisdom in judging character. Obviously not. King Duncan obviously proved to be incompetent in judging the true character of a particular person. It foreshadows Duncan's tragic inability to see Macbeth's ambition. It reveals Duncan's intention to dabble in art. Now here, you will see art line, and someone who has not read Macbeth very carefully will be inclined to tick mark C, which is the wrong option. It contrasts Macbeth's appearance with Banquo's loyalty. Does this happen? Is this what is being referred to? No, the correct option is option B, because it foreshadows Duncan's inability. Because Thane of Cawdor is a minor character. The next in line to become Thane of Cawdor, that is Macbeth, his treachery, his betrayal, the act of regicide that he commits, that's what is being foreshadowed with a line like this said by King Duncan. Why does Duncan's declaration, I have begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing, indicate? It reflects Duncan's belief in fate and destiny. It suggests Duncan's doubt about Macbeth's loyalty. It indicates Duncan's nurturing leadership style and trust in Macbeth. It highlights Duncan's understanding of Macbeth's ambition. What does this? I have begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing. Why does he say that? Okay, so they're talking about, see, that he's wanting to kind of give more role to Macbeth for him to kind of prosper and to do better for the kingdom of Scotland. The Prince of Cumberland, which is he's referring to Duncan's son Malcolm. The Prince of Cumberland, that's a step on which I must fall down or else overleap. This is said as an aside by Macbeth. Okay, what is Macbeth referring to in this aside? He's referring to Ross, Banquo, Macduff, or Malcolm. The correct answer is D. Now, this is a straight recall question. Which literary device is used in the line, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it? Is it a simile, metaphor, personification, illusion? Since you have the word like here, it's obviously a simile. Why does Macbeth call upon the spirits? Why does Lady Macbeth call upon the spirits to unsex her, right? She wants to discard her femininity and adopt traditionally male traits of aggression and resolve. She desires not to have any children to ensure her planned success. She wants the spirits to make her invisible so that she can kill Duncan herself. She's rejecting societal norms that require her to obey her husband. The correct option is option A. The 14th question. What is the significance of Lady Macbeth's line, yet do I fear thy nature? It's too full of the milk of human kindness. This is one of the most important phrases and lines in the play. So you need to use this as a key phrase in your long answers. Lady Macbeth doubts Macbeth's courage in battle. Lady Macbeth worries that Macbeth lacks the ruthlessness needed to seize the throne. Lady Macbeth believes that Macbeth is overly ambitious and reckless. Lady Macbeth feels Macbeth is too loyal to King Duncan to betray him. Why is she saying this? Now, this is a very deep understanding and analytical question. So, unless you have seen my videos, unless you have understood the play in detail, the hidden meanings, the deeper meanings, you would not be able to get an MCQ like this right. So, this one is option B, that she worries that Macbeth lacks the ruthlessness needed to seize the throne. Now, she's not doubting his courage on the battlefield. She may be doubting his courage and his ability to do something now, but not on the battlefield, because on the battlefield, Macbeth is obviously a lion. Why is Duncan's arrival at Macbeth's castle in Act 1, Scene 6 dramatically ironic? Why is it full of irony? Because Duncan is unaware that Macbeth plans to welcome him with great honors? No, not at all. Duncan expects hospitality, but the audience knows that the Macbeths are plotting his murder. Duncan is suspicious because Macbeth raced ahead of him. He says, that he kind of raced, we could not catch up with him. Duncan believes Macbeth will not accept the kingship. So A and D to nahi hai. B or C mein kaun sa hai? B is the right one, because we know, because dramatic irony kya hoti hai? When the characters on stage don't know something, but you and I in the audience or you and I as the readers are aware of it. Okay. Answer B. Which literary device is used in Duncan's line, this castle hath a pleasant seat, the air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses? Is it imagery? Is it personification? Is it simile or alliteration? The correct answer is imagery. Pretty easy. Okay, it kind of describes it in great detail. What is Macbeth's main reason for hesitating to kill Duncan in Act 1, Scene 7? He fears that Duncan's sons will seek revenge. He's afraid that Banquo will reveal about him and the witches. He feels it is his job to protect Duncan as his kinsman. He's not sure if he truly desires to be king. Now, let me make it very clear that actually in that particular scene, there are many reasons which are given, both as part of Macbeth's soliloquy, also when he's talking about it, discussing it with Lady Macbeth. So here of the four options, option C is what he says right at the beginning as part of his soliloquy. So you need to be very aware your recall value, your ability to remember all those points that he said, which is why you should always note it down in points, especially what is said in a longish soliloquy like this. What does Lady Macbeth suggest to Macbeth to overcome his hesitation about murdering Duncan? She urges him to wait until a more opportune time. She accuses him of being cowardly and questions his manhood. She tells him to consult with Banquo before taking action. She definitely did not say anything of the sort. She suggests that they should kill Duncan together to avoid suspicion. Now, that's also not something which she suggested. So, what did she say to him? She accuses him of being cowardly and questions his manhood. Option B. What is the primary role of the witches in Act 1 of Macbeth? They provide Macbeth with the moral guidance he needs to fulfill his destiny. Definitely not. They do not provide him with the moral guidance. They manipulate Macbeth by offering prophecies that lead to ambition and treachery. They serve as messengers relaying information from other characters in the play. No, definitely not. They warn Banquo about the consequences of murder, ensuring that he avoids regicide. Ki Banquo avoid kar de. Is it B or is it D? The correct answer is option B. Which of the following, the 20th question, which of the following idioms best represents the relationship between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth? Now, this is a typical my kind of question. I would give these kind of questions. Cut from the same cloth, a house divided against itself, too many cooks spoil the broth, like oil and water. The correct idiom would be cut from the same cloth, because it shows that Macbeth and Lady Macbeth are pretty much the same in terms of ambition, in terms of being absolutely ruthless, right? So option A is the correct one. So with this, with this we come to the end of this particular test from Act 1 of Macbeth. I hope you were able to solve most of them. You were tested. You learned something. And as I said, you want more, get hold of the question bank. It would really prepare you well ahead of your final exams and maybe whatever exams you may have in the month of December or January. Tata, bye-bye. Till the next video. Namaskar.